would like to answer for the question 1, which is what were 3 main things I learned from this subject. The answer is active listening and empathy. This is because I developed the ability to truly listen to others, understand their perspective, and respond thoughtfully, which is essential for building strong interpersonal relationships. And for the second one is public speaking and presentation skills, which is I gain experience in structuring and delivering presentation, managing nervousness, and engaging an audience, which has improved my confidence in formal and informal speaking situations. For the second question is, the answer for the second question is, what surprised me was how much of communication is non-verbal. At first, I didn't realize that things like posture and eye contact and tone of voice could have such a strong impact on how my message is received. It made me more aware of how I present myself, not just what I say. Yes, I used to think that good communication was mostly about talking well or having the right words, but after this session, I've changed my mind because now I realize that listening actively and understanding the other person's perspective is just as important, and if not more so, in effective communication. The answer for the question 4 is I need to work on being more confident when speaking in front of group and organizing my thoughts more clearly before I speak. I also want to improve my ability to give and receive feedback in a constructive way. The answer for the question 5 is I'm still unsure about how to handle difficult conversation or conflicts without sounding too aggressive or too passive. I also find it challenging to read nonverbal cues accurately in group settings, especially when people are quiet or reserved. The answer for the question 6 is the one thing I most liked about the subject was how practical and interactive it was. Activities like role plays, group discussion, and presentation is really helped me apply what I learned and make the session more engaging. The answer for question 7 is the one thing I dislike about was that sometimes there wasn't enough time to go deeper into certain topics like conflict resolution or so on, and I would like more opportunities to practice those skills in class. For the question 8 is I learned that communication is 7% verbal, 38 vocal, and 55 non-verbal, which really changed how I think about body language. And I also found it interesting that people tend to remember stories more than facts. For the question 9 is how to communicate effectively in high-pressure situations. I like to know more about techniques for staying calm and clear when under stress or facing conflict, or how cultural differences affect communication style. And I'm also curious about how communication varies across culture and how to adapt accordingly. For the last question is I'm still afraid of speaking in front of large group because I worry about forgetting what I need to say or being judged. I also feel nervous about handling unexpected questions during presentation or discussion, as I'm not always confident in taking on the spot.